Okay, this is for Algebra 1. This is the video notes for 7.4, which is talking about solving polynomial equations. And so this is going to probably take 2 videos because I don't want it to be too long and boring for you. All right, so first off, you need your textbook and then you need your notes. I want you to read this first part, pause the video, read it, and then come back to your notes. So go ahead and pause it. Read it. Okay. Now, on your notes, this first part is just talking about definitions. It's just talking about what did you just read? So when you solve polynomial equations, notice now we have equations. So you're going to see definitely what in it. You're going to see an equal sign. So what we're going to do when we talk about solving equations, we need to understand a couple of terms. First of all, factored form. You're going to see this and you're going to do quite a bit of this after spring break, but you're going to be factoring, and for this lesson it's going to be easy when we take out the GCF, which means the greatest common factor, and we're going to talk about that. But a factored form, it's a polynomial written as a product of factors. So the product is multiplication, and then the factors are what you're multiplying together, which you have already been seeing. You have been already seeing the factored form, and you have been writing it in the standard form. So now we're going to find the standard form, and we're just going to go backwards. It's like undistributing what you've done before. So the standard form was x squared plus 2x. The factored form is x times x plus 2. Where we got that was, what do you notice in both of these? What's the same? Well, the same is the x. So it's like undistributing, which is actually instead of distributing, which is multiplication, you're really dividing. So you're really dividing each of these terms by x. Well, if I divide x squared, that's really what's happening, is you divide x squared plus 2x by x. You're dividing, and so you're taking out the x. X squared divided by x is x. 2x divided by x is 2. And so what you're doing is you're really undoing what you've just been doing. Okay, so now x squared plus 5x minus 24. Now this type we will get to, because I will teach you how to factor that. There's no greatest common factor in any of these that you can see. So this skill is what we're going to be really working on after spring break. So don't worry about that. We will give you that information right now. So then, to solve your polynomial equations, you want to set your equation to equal 0, which by doing this, that's the zero product property, meaning if I set up this equation here, if I set up x times x plus 2, this is like saying x times x plus 2, equals 0. So what I want to do is make sure it's in factored form and then set it to 0, equals 0. And I'm going to show you what to do with that next. In the factored form, which means right now what you're going to be doing is dividing by the greatest common factor. So right now it might seem a little fuzzy, but when we do the examples, it'll make more sense. The one other terminology I want you to get used to is the solutions of a polynomial equations are called roots. Meaning once I find out what x is going to equal to make this true, those are your roots. So when they talk about solutions and they ask you to find the root, what they're trying to do is find the solution that makes this equation true. And sometimes you're going to have 1 root, 2 roots, 3 roots. You can even have what we call repeated roots. And then you can even have 3 roots. So we're going to talk about that. So this is the first part. We're going to stop this, and then we're going to start looking at the examples and doing the examples and explaining what each of these are representing. Okay, so now you're going to go to the second video. Actually, before you go to the second video, read the examples first, and then watch the video.